Hello, Grace chatting here again, and welcome back to the series on how to survive living with an alcoholic. And this is part 3 in the series. So, in part 1 and part 2, I talked about, basically the challenges of finding that your partner is an alcoholic or at least alcohol dependent. When you started out together, you didn't expect that it was going to be like this. You know, years are passing and you find instead of it improving, it's getting worse. As well as that, you find yourself making excuses for him, covering up for things that he's done or he hasn't done he was supposed to do, and basically feeling too embarrassed to let your friends and family know what's going on. But you're feeling a bit locked up with it and you are starting to feel angry and resentful about it. The relationship gets to the point where it's all about the relationship. You're not really getting on with your lives. Life just has kind of got into a whole merry-go-round of his drinking, when's he drinking, how much is he drinking, how much is he spending, all of that kind of thing. He's totally taken up with his drinking and you're totally taken up with him. And that kind of leads to a codependent situation where your life is just hooked onto his and you don't seem to have a life apart from that. And you kind of get a bit obsessive about it. But the point is, all your interactions become about whose fault is it, who's to blame, who's the villain, who's the victim. So that's what's known as the drama triangle. And I would encourage you to make it your business to, go on YouTube here, you're on YouTube, check out videos on the drama triangle. It's a game people play, but people don't know that they're playing it and they get stuck in it. And it's, you see yourself as the victim and he's the villain, and if only he would change his behaviour, everything would be all right. He sees you as the villain and he's the victim. If you were more of a wife, more of a mother, more of a lover, more of a housekeeper, more of whatever, then he wouldn't have to drink or go somewhere else. So it's all this blaming and accusing, and it goes on all the time, and it certainly is not good for children growing up having that role modelled as how relationships work. So look, it's not your fault, it's just the way things get. And all these games go on, and the if it wasn't for you game. If the other version, he might say, well, you don't know what it's like to X, and he's usually referring to something back in his childhood, some sad thing that happened to him, and he drinks on it. Or another game is things will get better when. Now, I know this series of videos is called How to Survive Living with an Alcoholic, and I know the picture that I'm painting sounds hopeless, but I'm guessing you recognize yourself in what I'm describing here. And don't worry, we will get to the hopeful bit, we will get to a solution. But first of all, I want you to be clear about all the ways that you're behaving in reaction to his behaviour, all the ways that you're behaving and things that you're doing that aren't really helpful. And you probably buy into things will be better when I leave this job and get a different job. Things will be better when we move house and we live in a different area. Things will be better when we have another child. There's all manner of things, but things don't get better. So look, fundamentally, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. And you have got to do something different. So in the next video, I'm going to start to give you some hope of what you can do to change things, it won't be what you can do to change him, because all your best efforts at changing him haven't worked. And one really important thing to understand is you can't make him be different. You can threaten to leave, you can even leave, but that won't necessarily make him be different. You can press his guilt buttons, telling him how awful it is for the children and it's all his fault, and that won't make him change. It will make him feel bad, but it won't make him change. It'll just give him something else that he feels bad and he needs a drink to feel better. So all the things that you've done up to now haven't worked. And doing more of the same is not going to work either. So I'm going to wind this video up and start moving towards what you can do to change things. The only thing that you can change here, and you may not want to hear this, is you. And that doesn't mean that it's your fault or that you're to blame. But if you're going to survive this and keep your sanity, you have got to approach it differently, because otherwise you'll just go crazy. So if you've liked this video, please click like, subscribe to get the rest of the series. There's about another 15 videos to come with increasingly moving towards a solution and how you can make life better for yourself. So I'll catch you in the next video. Hang on in there. Bye for now.